taste, I'm really open to a lot of things except for the following: pork blood, dog meat, scorpions, cockroaches, and any kind of bug. Those are things I don't like eating. That's it. That's it. I will pretty much eat anything else. I'm a pretty non-picky eater other than that. It's okay not to eat, to not like stuff and not eat it. Don't need an excuse. 420 Bog Swaggit, you must be a Westerner. For the rest of us poor Asian folks, we grew up in this culture where you don't really refuse the food you eat. Like, I've always seen picky eaters as like a Western phenomenon. Asians don't have picky eaters because you don't eat. You don't eat. There's no like, oh, you don't want this? I'll get you some chicken tendy nuggets kind of thing. It's more like, you don't eat, then you don't eat. It's not like, so typically you grow up with this like fear of like, oh, if I don't eat this, then, you know, I'm gonna really offend people when I don't, you know. It's a weird thing. It's like a very Asian thing. Like, it's a very, very Asian thing. Is there less price variety? Is there less price variety in food? What is that? What does it mean? Less price variety. Is there less price variety in food in Asian countries? What does that mean? Less price variety. I'm a Western and I came from a culture of poverty. Where's this pickiness thing coming from? So when I moved to America, obviously I can't speak for like Europea, but when I moved to America, a lot of Americans, and I'm not saying like only white people, but Asian Americans fall into this. So American culture, okay? This is not a white only kind of thing. Kids would be like, ugh, I don't like the way that looks. I'm not gonna eat it. And they'll ask, oh, what is that? Ugh, beef tongue, disgusting. That comes from the mouth of a cow. Or like, oh, I don't want to eat that because it looks weird or gross. Like, that's like an American cultural thing that I have noticed. In Asia, if you put things like pig feet in front of a kid, they'll eat it. If you put things like intestines in front of them, they'll eat it. They have like things like, you know, liver, chicken heart. We'll eat it. We never look at it and go, oh, chicken heart, oh. But a lot of like kids in America, you put out like a bunch of food and they're like, ah, not chicken tendy nuggets, gross. I have only ever seen this in like America, because it doesn't have it in Asia. Like the overall culture of Asia, one, we eat everything because we're poor and we have nothing else to eat, but two, it's like cultural shame. Like, everybody just shames you if you don't eat it. Like, you want to fit in. So Asian culture, you want to fit in. American culture, you want to stand out. So in America, you can embrace the fact that you don't like something. But in Asia, if you don't like something, you stand out and you feel very ashamed and you feel very like, oh, I'm not, you know, with it or something like that. So like, that is why, like, if you ask me, Kyuko, why do you hide behind, oh, it's against my religion? I think part of me still has that sort of like, ooh, you know, I don't want to stand out too much. I want an excuse that's more acceptable than I don't like it. You know? Seen here in Africa and Middle East. Okay, I can believe it. I think a lot of it has to do with like abundance. You know, in for example, in Mandarin, we don't say hi, how are you? In Mandarin, the question is, have you eaten? Because if you did not eat that day, it was probably not a good day. So that's like the greeting is just like, have you eaten yet? I think Koreans probably do the same. I'm not sure, don't know. But that's just like the culture of food is like very different in Asia than it is in like America. So I think that's probably why I struggle saying, ooh, I don't like that, or I'm never gonna eat that. in the Caribbean, you either eat what you're given or so. Yeah, like that's very similar in like Asian countries. Is like you eat or you die. You know, you can pick. You can pick.